Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's location is St. Peter's Church in Braunston. Braunston has existed as a community since Saxon times. The name means Braunston, or the place where Brant settled. It is mentioned in the Domesday Book of 1086. But the first mention of the church there is 1186, when the church was a chapel of ease for the manor and parish of Glenfield. The old Braunston church is a small building by most church standards and consists of a short square tower, a nave and a slightly lower chancel. It is built of limestone and random Leicestershire granite, and roofed throughout with Swiftland slate. The old porch is of red brick. Part of the old church is thought to be of 12th or 13th century origin, but with various alterations and additions, and the fact that there are very few records available. Most of the dates given here must be rather approximate. A church at Braunston is first mentioned in a document of 1168, and the Domesday Book of 1086 describes the village as being a population of 2 spokesmen and 4 villagers. The original church must have been on or very close to the site of the present one, because the earliest known manor house at Braunston was situated on a field between the church and what is now Braunston Lane, a church which is, in effect, a private chapel for the lord of the manor, which would not be very far away. In 1637, a church visitation describes the chapel as being in very poor neglect condition. Several old prints of the church dictate a red brick buttress supporting the wall at the east end. There is no trace of this now. In 1650, the manor was sold by the executors of the late Sir Henry Hastings, who, having fought on the royalist side in the Civil War, had been heavily fined and judged by Parliament. It was purchased for £6,000 by James Winstanley, a lawyer of Gray's Inn. In 1867, the church was completely re-roofed, and in 1885, the level of the floor was raised, probably to reduce the effect of dampness which seemed to have been plagued the church for many years. From the south side, the church presents a very picturesque view, but from the north there is a distinctly ugly and unfinished appearance. This is due to the fact that an ambitious extension scheme of the whole church was begun in 1937. Due to the lack of finance, this scheme was not completed. This is a portion of the north side of the old church which begun in 1937. It is faced with Leicestershire granite. It was used until 2001 as the main worship area, with the altar being sited on the south side in front of the present south porch. In 2000, it was converted into community hall. It is believed that this porch was built around 1704 during the reign of Queen Anne, probably at the same time as the restoration of the tower. It is constructed of red brick with a semicircular arch and roofed with Switzerland slate. The floor is of red quarry tiles. There are several gravestones of interest. Near to the Queen Anne porch is the grave of a man who was murdered in 1683. Another grave of note is that of William Unnett, who was curate at Braunston for 25 years between 1742 and 1766. There is a story that on one of the graves in the churchyard was a large bush of the herb thyme. It was said to have been planted by the widow of the man who was buried there. She said that he never had time to do anything at home when he was alive, so she would make sure that he had all the time he wanted now he was dead. Outside the east end of the church, part of the churchyard is surrounded by low iron railings. This area contains the graves of some of the members of the Winstanley family who owned the manor of Braunston from 1650 to 1925. Other members of this family and of the Hastings family are buried in a crypt of the church, which was sealed up at the beginning of this century. Today I will be doing a necrophonics app just around the graves and the churchyard. I don't know if I'm going to get anything, but I thought with all this history and as some of the Winstanleys are buried here, I thought I'd give it a go. Let's see what happens. Hello. I'm here today at St. Peter's Church in Braunston. I'm in the graveyard with all of these gravestones. Is there anybody here that would like to come and talk to me? Any spirits that would like to talk to me? My name is Nicola. I'm not here to harm you in any way. Is there anyone here? Could you tell me your name? Where you are, where your grave is. Hello, my name is Nicola and I've come to talk to anyone who would anyone like to come through? Oh, There's a lot of old (1861). Could you tell me what year you died? Very windy today. Is it okay for me to be here? I've got some graves over it. Well, thank you for talking if you came through. It's a very small church, so there's not a lot that I can do. Goodbye.